I guess I grew up pretty conservative. We weren't supposed to like sort of express ideas. And I guess as I got older, I realized my personality type was I like to express myself and also like I guess make sense of things that didn't seem to make sense to me. And I found through comedy I was able to try to do that, try to make sense of experiences or maybe certain altercations that didn't make sense to me. And along the way I was able to find humor in that. The first time I performed, I did horrible. I bombed. I was at a bookstore in Bradenton, Florida. I was like 17 or 18, and I spent a weekend with my uncle who made me watch Chris Rock. Never Scared.
Yes.
I remember he was my fun uncle because he owned a lot of guns and knives. And I knew him as I couldn't touch him, but I could look. I could look. And I remember I wanted to play StarCraft that weekend, but he's like, no, come watch Chris Rock's Never Scared with me. And we ate Hamburger Helper, and I thought it was...
Damn, Hamburger Helper too?
He was the fun uncle! and I watched this, like, comedian, like at the time I was like in debate class and we're like talking about like bills and like nuclear proliferation and like, you know, the Kashmir, like all these political ideas, and I was like, this guy's kind of like making sense of what my teacher is telling me to do, but he's being funny about it and I have to be serious, and I'm like, I want to do what this guy does. I'm not really political in my comedy now, but I remember going to a bookstore like following weekend. They had open mic night, which was mostly for musicians, and I just almost like how a musician first starting out would do cover songs, I just did my version of Chris Rock, and and it was so vulgar. I cursed and I used words, and I was like, you know, I think I said something dumb, like I'm gonna be very embarrassed. I talked about sex and like pee comes out of there, poop comes out of there. It's very, very sophomoric stuff. And this older man, maybe in his 60s or 70s, in the middle of my set stood up and goes, I don't appreciate what you're saying. And it caught me off guard because I just thought I would go up on stage, like say what was in my head, and what was in my head is everyone laughing at everything that I thought was funny. And I didn't imagine that there'd be silence, and I didn't imagine that the audience was composed of individuals, and that this sole individual of an old man would like shoo me off stage. And I got so nervous that I threw the mic on the ground and said, fuck this shit, and I walked off stage. But my friends at the time were very supportive and they came to watch me, but I was so embarrassed that I hid behind the bushes. And they were like, it was like something out of a movie. They were like, where's Chris? Oh my God. And I'm like, I'm hiding, making sure they don't see me. I walked around the block a little bit, came back, and I'm like, oh yeah, where were you? And at the time I didn't understand it, but that was a bomb. And for whatever reason, I wanted more of it. At least I wanted to get better at it. I wanted to sort of chase that feeling of laughter in my head. And I guess I've just been chasing that feeling of laughter ever since. I would say for me, I guess, I didn't really listen to albums early on when I started coming out. I didn't start listening to albums until later, but for me it would be like The Simpsons or The Conan O'Brien Show. Like those were really influential, like I guess, creating my sensibilities, not necessarily the stand-up, but just like the tone of my comedy. Like, I remember watching The Simpsons early on, I knew this was funny, but I didn't know really why this was funny, and it's just like really interesting, funny jokes, and it can be very smart, but also very goofy, and like, Conan O'Brien was a writer on that show, like the first 5 seasons, and if you look at his show, like, Conan's like very nerdy and goofy and self-deprecating, and like, I really like, sort of like, I guess I sort of related to him, but he was also just very zany, and specifically Late Night with Conan O'Brien, you get your crazy sketches like Preparation H. Herman, like a man who just handed out Preparation H to people, and obviously Triumph, and the vomiting Kermit frog, just like, and I feel like in life I am attracted to those like very zany, very ridiculous, surrealist things, and I like talking about that stuff. I mentioned The Simpsons before, just a certain level of writing, like, you know, just the characters are all very fleshed out, and they interact with each other. Like I remember the scene where like Ralph is like tarring the roof. He's like, Mr. Simpson, you know, Mr. Simpson, the fumes are getting to me. And Homer's like, he's like drinking, Homer's in a hammock, drinking something out of a coconut. He's like, yeah, they'll do that to you. You know?
I remember he eats insulation because he thinks it's cotton candy.
Yeah.
My tummy's itchy. It's like the best.
I eat the purple berry. You know, it's really funny stuff, and you know, or like, you know, Sideshow Bob, Napoleon Bonaparte. You know, just really funny jokes, and I feel like that it helped me as a kid. It was almost like a tool. And another sitcom that was funnier that when I got into like early high school was Malcolm in the Middle. I found that show to be like really smart and funny.
You're Chris in the middle right now, dude.
Chris in the middle. Yes, no, maybe, I don't know. That's the thing.
Everybody loves Chris.
And then as far as sketch shows, I really liked Mad TV growing up. My family never like introduced us to like SNL. It's something I had to watch later on with my white friends, and it really was. It was like, I'm sorry, that's just kind of how it was. My dad, I remember him coming home from work. He'd take off his nursing outfit, have his belly out with the bullets here on his lap, and he'd like watch Mad TV. And we watched it with him. It was one of the few shows. Because my family, they didn't make jokes, but they laughed at things. And I could like watch the show with my dad, and he'd laugh, and I liked it, and we both got it. It's something we both got. Whereas SNL, like, he was lost. I got some of the jokes, and it's something we couldn't share. And as far as, I mean, Stewart, for God's sake. As far as movies go, for me it was Billy Madison. I've watched that movie so many times.
Nice, nailed it.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone does an accent. Back to school. But it was really funny and goofy, and there was like a singing sequence that had a clown that fell on the ground and bled from his head. It was like,
But you thought
yeah, I was dead.
when I roll over, I just wrote
Had a hemorrhage in my head. Believe me, it's just,
anyone have any more?
more gum. And it was just like, wow, comedy can be this absurd thing. I think I answered the question. Thank you. This comedian's like very different than Paul Mooney. Rodney Dangerfield. I like to be able to enter a home where I can feature maybe for comedians and clubs. And there's a film idea that I have that I really hope to have finished in 5 years, or at least start production. My Instagram is IamChrisSanders, I-A-M Chris Sanders, and my website is IamChrisSanders.com. Check us out on cutie.com.